So, we are fastly approaching the summer movie season. We have about 1 week until Thunderbolts releases, which is what I'm counting as a summer movie. I'm talking about movies that are mainly coming out from May until August of this year, and this summer looks packed full of movies. This summer actually looks a lot better than last year. I mean, yes, we had movies like Inside Out 2 and Deadpool and Wolverine, but to be honest, it felt like there were a lot of movies that either flopped or there were just not a lot of films in general, and I think that was definitely because of the strikes. But now the strike aftermath is pretty much over, and a lot of the movies that we have now look great. So my list will contain a total of 10 movies. Comment down below which ones are you most looking forward to this summer. I think there's like 14 or 15 total movies that are coming out through May until August of this year, and it's going to be an awesome time. But with that out of the way, let's begin off with the list. Alright, kicking off number 10 is How to Train Your Dragon. I haven't seen the original How to Train Your Dragon, but when they first announced this movie, I was very confused of why they're even gonna make this. I don't know why 3D animated movies have to get turned into live action now. I get why for 2D, but 3D makes absolutely no sense. And the reactions that came out from CinemaCon have been through the roof amazing. So many people saying that's actually emotional, and they're doing things that are different from the original movie, which is what this film should do. It should still have the heart of the original while trying to do some things that are different. And from the sounds of the first reactions, it sounds like that's exactly what it's going to do, and that does get me excited. I'm just cautiously excited right now, but I'll put it in my top 10 because, I mean, those reactions have been pretty stellar. At number 9, Jurassic World Rebirth. The last two movies were not admittedly very good, but I do think with Gareth Edwards directing, I think that he can make a really great Jurassic World movie with his directing and the certain color style that they went for this. It makes me feel like this movie is going to be way more than just some little cash grab or anything, hopefully. And I do like the aspect of the mutated dinosaurs in this. That's a new aspect that we haven't really seen from this franchise before. But how far can you really go with this franchise is what I'm really curious about. At number 8 is Lilo and Stitch. I mean, a lot of the Disney live-action remakes have been not good. This one I'm way more excited for because it feels like it's still capturing the heart of the original movie, but it's doing things that are different. I mean, yes, it's mainly with gags, but at least it's not a complete copycat of the original film. They're still keeping the heart and the charm of the original while also changing some things up. But I saw the runtime of the movie. It's only an hour and 48 minutes, but it's only 20 minutes longer than the original movie, so what else can you really add to the original, because that movie is a masterpiece. And what else can you add to a film that's already that good? Next up is Nobody 2. I thought the first Nobody was a lot better than just a John Wick ripoff, and the reactions from people seeing it at CinemaCon have been very good. I don't have too much to say about this because I haven't seen the first Nobody in years, but I am very much looking forward to this. And another one that I don't have much to say is F1. I didn't even realize this was based on a car brand, let alone I thought this was just an original movie. The trailers had my jaw to the ground with those car scenes. They used real cars. This is the same director that did Top Gun Maverick, so you already know that this is going to have some very immersive action, and I can't wait for that. Now, I'm just going kind of quick into this list because I mean, my top 4 I'm going to talk about for quite a while because they're actually movies that I'm like super excited for. But my number 5 is actually one I'm really looking forward to, is Mission Impossible 8. Kind of crazy this movie comes out next month, and I feel like we haven't really heard much about it other than the runtime being 2 hours and 51 minutes, which indicates that this movie is going to go out on an absolute bang. And this is going to be the last Mission Impossible movie, or at least the last film, to kind of wrap up character arcs and storylines, and it's going to be pretty bittersweet to see this 30-year-old franchise saying goodbye, at least for now. I mean, the fact that they are marketing it as the final movie, what could you really do? How can you possibly end all these storylines and character arcs? That's what I'm really looking forward to. At number 4 is Thunderbolts. I saw the reactions for this movie were also through the roof. What I'm really looking forward to this movie is that it's not an MCU movie that is just relying on gimmicks, like something like Multiverse of Madness with all the cameos, or Deadpool and Wolverine with Wolverine, or Spider-Man No Way Home. It's a movie that is tackling stuff like mental illness, or the characters that feel like they are failures and losers, which tackling mental illness in a comic book movie I mean, that's pretty bold for Marvel to do, and a lot of the reactions say that this movie is surprisingly dark and human, and it feels a lot more like older Marvel, which is what I've been wanting for a long time. No gimmicks, no nostalgia bait, no none of that. This movie's just promoting itself on a good story, and that's what I've been wanting from Marvel for a long time. Next up is the Fantastic Four First Steps, another one that I really think is going to be another great Marvel movie, and they're actually promoting it on a great story. There doesn't seem to be a lot of gimmicks, there's no multiverse stuff, at least I don't think until the end credits of this movie, but I love that they're setting this in a different timeline from the MCU in the 1960s, is a lot better because the MCU at this point is just getting too crowded, too many heroes, and it's becoming more convoluted to keep up with everything, so having these characters in their own universe is great. I also really love that they're introducing Galactus in this movie, and he actually looks like the comic accurate version. And out of all the Fantastic Four adaptations, this one far looks the best because it has its own unique style and look, and I love all of it. And it's something I've been wanting from Marvel too, is their own distinct style, because a lot of their movies and some of their TV shows, they all kind of have like this overly digital look, where they just look overly clean. I mean, not terrible, but they all kind of just look the same, and this one looks different enough that does get me excited. At number 2, I'm gonna go with Pixar's Elio. Yes, I mean, kind of crazy I put this over Fantastic Four, but I'm a huge Pixar fan, and the fact that they reworked and did so much to change this movie, and I've seen the 6-minute clip, I am happy to say that it looks fantastic. I'm happy they changed a lot about the movie, because the whole concept about this movie, about these aliens that are leaders of their own planets, I really love that concept, and it's unique for Pixar, because I mean, they've done sci-fi before, but I think this could be their best sci-fi film yet, because Lightyear was not a very good sci-fi movie, but a lot of the aliens and the creatures, and the story about loneliness, I think this movie is going to actually be pretty emotional, kind of like Elemental. I will admit, I didn't love that movie, but it was a very emotional movie, but I think they're definitely hiding something in the marketing that is not going to be in the movie, and I think the movie will be more emotional. I'm happy that they're still going to be doing originals because that's what Pixar does best. And my most anticipated film of summer is, well, I think you guys already know what it is. Yeah, Superman easily has to be number 1. Yes, above Elio. Out of all of these, this movie feels like an absolute event, and it feels like recently Warner Brothers has actually had a lot of culturally impactful films. Movies like Minecraft, Beetlejuice, Barbie, and now with Superman. This movie feels like a legitimate event, with so many costumes, merchandising, books, toys. I haven't felt this excited for a comic book movie in years. I'm not the biggest DC fan, I'm way more of a Marvel guy. It's gonna be exciting seeing this new universe built up in this one movie. They're shoving a lot of things in the movie, but I don't mind it. I love seeing all these superheroes and seeing Crypto and all these different parts in the movie. It feels like a different and fresh take on Superman. And the fact that he is this hopeful version of the character, not the dark and brooding version in the Snyder version, I do like the one in the Snyder version, but I'm happy that we're kind of going back to what makes Superman Superman. All the creators are saying have faith in James Gunn, and that gets me excited, and that's why this is my most anticipated film of the summer of 2025. Well, that's all for my list. So how excited are you guys for the summer of 2025? Please comment below which films are you most looking forward to down below.